What is going on, all my liberty lovers? Ha! I am the resistance. So are you. Anyways, my wife's not feeling too well today. I don't have my earpiece in because I'm charging my phone, so hopefully you can hear me well. I'm trying not to be too loud. She's taking a nap, and the baby's watching a show in the next room. Anyways, it seems like I might not be feeling too well either. But this is going to be a quick video. Maybe. Not too bad. This is what we're doing today. It's really crazy. Wife's Valentine's flowers. These are silica packets. These are moisture absorbers. This is Mylar bags. They come in different sizes. Some can be resealed. These are the best way. And I watched my video the other day a couple times, and I noticed I do a lot. So I'm really going to try to not do that. They come in different sizes. Most of them need to be sealed with a vacuum. But like I said, some have a zipper that can be, this one doesn't, this one does. These are the best things to keep like weevils out of your food. You definitely, if you're going to vacuum and store for a while, you definitely want to use these moisture absorbing silica packets. I just made a order on Amazon, and the N95 mask, which are the bare minimum, you should probably use it N99 or N100 and above, but the N95 mask, they're on short supply, and you can only order like one case or one, Amazon's restricting orders right now. So I went ahead and made a order of mask, gloves, a couple of goggles, because as we know, this is able to go through your eyes. I don't believe all the hype. Usually, I've been a student of alternative information for 2 decades now. So in this time period, I have witnessed many things were going to happen and nothing comes to pass. However, my mother-in-law's sister works at a huge casino, and she swears up and down she's seen a doctor's order about her having the corona. So, being that that's 20 miles away, 15 miles away, I was like, you're looking at $10 for 25 pounds of sugar, $10 for 20 pounds of rice, $5-6 for 24 gallons of tea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 cups of sugar, 1 packet, because this is gallon size, 1 thing of tea, and I will put those vacuum sealed in these Mylar bags with the moisture absorber. You can get a pack of 250 moisture absorbers off Amazon for $13. And then you can get a pack of 150 quart-sized Mylar bags off Amazon for $12. 150, $12. That's cheaper than Glad freezer bags. I also have, as you can see right here, this is a 5-gallon bag. So what I will do is I will fill up these, as many as I can, toss them in my 5-gallon bag, put in the bigger, you see how big those are compared to these, right? These are probably 4 or 5 times the size of those. I will put one of those in this 5-gallon. Each quart will have one of those in the quart. Each quart bag will have 2 cups of sugar, 1 packet of tea. I'm a southern guy, gotta have tea all day. That's what I drink. Don't drink anything much except a Red Bull in the morning and tea all day. I also stocked up on beans. Same concept with the sugar for the tea. I will put a couple of, probably 2-3 cups of rice, 1 thing of beans, and at least you have red beans and rice. I love red beans and rice. It's a southern staple, one of my absolute best foods. I prefer it with sausage. I prefer it with ham hocks, but a lot of people, ham hocks, whatever, old school, whatever. So sausage, if the people are kind of weird about the ham hocks. But I think ham hocks are the best. It's got the fat, it's got meat, it's got the bone marrow. You get a lot of nutrition, and it tastes so good. Oh my God, it's so much better than sausage. But I aim to please all the time, and if, like I said, people like the sausage better or whatever, that's what I'm for. So, roughly we're looking at, minus the vacuum machine, this was a wedding anniversary present, but I think you could pick one up for around $100. I'm sure they got cheaper models out there, and, everything's cheaper on Amazon anyway. So, also, before we get going, check how cool this is. I learned this last night. I knew my family, were Indians, right? Indian descent. Oklahoma University did a big research on my family's last name. Not the one I have now, but mother's maiden. And there was a trail of tears. And our family, they allowed one Indian to survive to tell the story. And that Indian has been traced back to my lineage. But check this out. The woman on the left, I'm hoping it shows left, but this lady right here, that's my mom's great grandma. How cool is that? That's really cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Never once has anyone heard me holler reparations. We need to take our land back. Damn white people. And for all those people that, call me white boy. Anyways, also, I ordered Peter Schweitzer's Power of Corruption, and it goes into every progressive politician that's running for the Democrat Party, and it follows the paper money. Just like he did with the Clinton crime family, and follow the money. He exposes the corruption, and he does it on both sides. So I don't want to hear anybody saying he's biased and he's only doing it to the Democrats. But when I get the book in, I will review it, maybe do like a video per chapter. I had thought about reading it, but I'm sure I can get in some kind of copyright lawsuit or whatever, so I don't want to go that route. But, it's supposed to talk about how Bernie funnels money to his dog, how the wife's college, she was selling influence to China, getting big lump sums. But now the college is actually went under and bankrupt. But back to this. So like I said, you definitely want to have some Lysol. I had actually bought some that was buy one get one free. I stocked up before I even knew all this was going on. I also bought some things like a box of Zicam. Zicam is like these Q-tips in a solution. You break it open, you put it in your nose, and it is the best to fight flu and colds and things like this without, getting a prescription. I mean, as soon as you start to feel a little funny, pop one of those, swab it in your nose. You get like 18, 24 something in a box. You only need a couple, and that'll last. Also, I do believe in the silver bullet, so we have some of that. Definitely got some antibiotics and peroxide. There's pictures going around where shelves are being emptied, mainly in the Northeast. And like I said, being a student of alternative news for 2 decades, 20 years, I have seen a lot of things come, say were going to happen, and never pass. So this is just pure precaution. I do have some dehydrated food, but right now we're looking at $10. These are $1.25. You spend $10, you get 10 of them. That's $12.50 or whatever. $10, 20 pounds of rice. $10 for some sugar. 12, 13, so that's 25. So we're looking at 20, 50, maybe $60, $70 for all this, and potentially we'll have we're gonna have at least 24 gallons of tea. We'll have these meals. You could probably get a family to eat twice, because say you actually have to bug in and you're not leaving your house, then you're not eating like you would probably normally would, and just go get seconds. You would have rations, eat the bare minimum just so things would last. I also believe in the Berkey. These are really cool. They're kind of expensive at the beginning. I believe this was several $100s. But the filters, even though they're around $100 a piece, you hook up this little fitting to the end, and you can pump fresh water in them, and then it'll actually like ooze out what it's been filtering. So even though, like I said, the filters are about $100 a piece, they are a lifetime filter. Now, it is good to probably have some on backup just in case. You never know what happens. And these are so good, they say that they can do like sewage and actually turn it into drinking water. I have not tested that, nor do I plan on testing that. I probably would put in ditch water, but as far as like actual sewage water, I definitely wouldn't do that. So I just want everybody to know that I do believe the numbers are being skewed. I've been following this pretty close for 3 weeks. I'm not here to do any kind of fear porn. I was just wanting to say that the human spirit is always, vigilant. We're miraculous. We pull through the worst times. You can look through back through history. We've had like the bubonic plague, we've had the Spanish flu, and we're still here. So as some of us may, witness the worst side of things, if we do our due diligence and prepare for our family, then you might have a good chance. Right now over there they have close to 1 billion people in quarantine. The main city, Wu, is a little over 11 million people. New York has 9 million. So we're looking at like 1 1/3, not quite 1 1/2 of their population in total quarantine. I mean, you can see videos of rush hour, and there's like 3 cars on the road. Factories have shut down. I think that's the main reason why this has been silent, because Foxconn, 80% of our antibiotics come from over there. Walmart even put out a statement saying like close to 80% of their products on the shelf come from over there. We can, a little as 3 months, if this continues at the rate it is, a little as 3 months, the shelves could be empty. So like I said, Amazon's already restricting orders, the amount of packages, supplies for certain items you can receive. You definitely want a 5 mil or thicker glove. You definitely, 100 of those is around $10. You can get like an 8 mil 100 for, I think they were 13. I have noticed that some of the prices are getting gouged, which I believe is wrong, but as a student of capitalism, and as much as I love capitalism, I understand supply and demand, especially when we have these factories that are shutting down and are not producing any products. So get on this early. I still, like I say, believe that we have a good chance. We did stop flights early. We have been quarantining people that have coming over there. I do know there are several cities where we have reported numbers that hospitals are doing, the medical staffs are doing a great job. I have also seen interviews where doctors don't even know these infected people are in their hospital. I suggest everyone check out Marfugal News, Marfugal TV. It's like Google, drop the G, add Marfugal TV, Marfugal News. And you can actually go to marfugalnews.com, I want to say it is, and his shows are posted there. But he's had people from over there call in that have VPN, because they have completely shut off the local internet. The only way people are getting any messages out is if they have a VPN showing they are from another country. So they are doing everything to suppress the data and information. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's mainstream's covering it. This is fake. This is a diversion, blah, 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 blah. I understand where those people are coming from. But being a prepper that I am, this is, if I don't use this now, every year we have to evacuate for a hurricane or whatever the case may be. So I know this will definitely be used. Running generators to restore power happens yearly here in this coastal region, and so this is not a complete waste of money. How many people had to sign up for Obamacare? Keep your doctor, like your doctor, keep your doctor. Never use it. You're paying for products that you don't need. Men paying for, you know, what's the, birth control and things like this. And if you don't have it, then you're fined when you file your taxes. You know, how many years have you paid into that and not even seen a doctor? Or you couldn't even keep your doctor, even though you're paying money. So like I say, this whole setup that you're looking at right now might be 150. That includes the machine. If you don't count the machine and you count just the food product and just like this is all you would need. This would be, you know, $60 or whatever. And so $60 of a couple weeks of food, you know, you can't beat that, especially when if you're in quarantine. You know, you don't need to leave. You don't have to worry about weevils. They got the reflective, you know, that helps with the light, messing up or tampering with your product. But definitely, you know, if you're going to store this in like a freezer, you could probably not have to put the moisture absorbing packets in there. If you're going to store it, like say in the attic, it might be okay until it starts getting really hot temperatures and cooling down at night. That will cause sweating in the product, and you don't want any moisture because that will mold your food, sugar, tea, whatever you're storing in these bags. But say like a closet or a pantry, you know, even you can get like a 5-gallon bucket at your local hardware store with a lid. Throw your items in there and seal that sucker tight, you know. But these Mylar bags are good to keep smell. That way you don't have to worry about rodents if that's a worry for your area, and definitely weevils. For some reason, regular vacuum seal bags have been known to allow weevils to still populate in it or contaminate your food, but these Mylar bags are excellent for keeping them out. I just want to say hi, you know, take preparations. Hopefully nothing is serious. Hopefully everything is okay. This just blows over like the previous things. Ebola, swine flu, SARS, you know, measles last year, you know, and when you see the coincidences and you see who's behind these things and you look into where it started and you see that firsthand videos and interviews coming from that region doesn't add up with what they're telling you, but it does say that, you know, CDC and WHO as take that with a grain of salt, because they do say, you know, like global warming and climate change is a real problem, which I believe is a hoax. But they did say 60% of the world's population will be infected. So you take 60% of the supposed 7.5, 8 billion people. You know, we're talking about 4 billion, a little over 4 billion people will be affected. So get in early before supplies start to really disappear, because like I said, there's already restriction on Amazon. Factories are getting shut down. I believe it's underreported because the stock market and economy, you know. But if you know anything about the Georgia Guidestones, and one of the commandments of the Georgia Guidestones is keep world population under half a billion, 500 million. You know, this would seem like the perfect little contraption to make that happen. So hope everyone's having a blessed day. I'm definitely not trying to scare anybody. I'm just wanting to bring awareness. Some people might not be keeping up with it. That's pretty much all I'm focusing on right now. But this is super easy. If you can't get the Mylar bags, if you can't get the vacuum sealer, you know, at least get you some rice, some beans. Like I said, I like sweet tea. I want to stay as comfortable as possible. If there is a quarantine, much of my daily intakes that I love, and sweet tea happens to be one of them. But if you can't, you know, get all this right now, and all you can do is maybe even just get a smaller bag of rice, or just 2 or 3 bags of beans, and maybe a 4-pound thing of sugar instead of a 25-pound thing of sugar. You know, bag it up a couple of times. You know, maybe push all the air out of it. You know, bag it up just a couple times, and each time just try to take as much air out, and then put that in maybe a bucket with a lid at Lowe's, Home Depot's. You're talking about $3, $5 at the most. You know, with the lid, I think it might be $3 for the bucket, $1 something for the lid. We're looking at $5. You know, it's got a gasket in there. You can seal that. That would definitely keep any kind of rodents out, any kind of pest. So just do what you can. I know, you know, some people are working on very small budgets. There's always your food pantry. There's always like, you know, like Goodwill type places. Every community's probably got a different one. Check churches. Churches are willing to help and say, look, you know, I'm not starving, but maybe if I could just have a couple items in case something does happen, you know, for my family, I'm sure they wouldn't mind giving a few canned goods over. But definitely the Dollar Tree, man. Everything there's $1. You got stuff that's at Walmart and other chain supplies places for like $3, like Dawn dish soap, right? $3-ish at the store, $1 at the Dollar Tree. So break down, you know, make a little list. You want to keep bleach, hydrogen peroxide, alcohol, gloves, maybe some masks. It does airborne, so swimming goggles. And you might seem goofy, it might sound funny, but this might just be what, you know, protects your family and you. And like I say, hopefully we don't ever have to use this. Hopefully I'm just being a little on the crazy side, but it's really not that hard, guys. You know, taking a little bit out your daily expense. Maybe you don't get that coffee. Maybe you don't swing through the fast food joint. You know, maybe, you know, instead of running the roads this week, maybe you spend a little bit of that gas money and you stay home or whatever the case may be. But try to sacrifice a little something to put into a prep. That way, in the long run, in the future, you're not, you know, up a creek without a paddle. But God bless everyone. Stay vigilant, and, you know, don't worry about being called crazy, kooky, goofy, any of that. Because when they come knocking on your door, you can remind them, nah, I'm crazy. I'm goofy. Now get your goofy ass out of here. Peace, y'all.